Hi guys, White Witch 110 here. I have had a migraine. Started Friday night, went into full blast Saturday evening, taking my Tylenol once. I wasn't as bad. Yesterday, a hint of it again. And this morning, just a hint. Now this is looking gray, which freaks me out. I like it in that dark gray. Beautiful. If I remember, I will put up a photo, I have it on my Instagram, of a baby dragon holding an orange globe that the gentleman that usually makes me the things at Halloween, Dwight, I told him that I would pay him for it. So pleased to have it. And here we go. I left you at finding out who was knocking on the door. Hello, Abigail. Hello, Carl. Come in, he invited. Abby, close the door. She was in disbelief. How did he know? Does anyone know you're here? Would you like a drink? Stay for supper? Carl was full of questions. Abby had already retrieved a beer from the fridge. Thank you, Sunbeam. Dan smiled. Well, no one knows I'm here, and I'll stay for supper. How did you know? Carl was still grappling with how. I thought of the places everyone knows. Then I remembered Carl. I recalled the closeness. It made sense that you were here. You spent much time with him on the boat. Have you been good, Abby? I'm good, Dan. Best move I've ever made. I honestly haven't thought of the bay. I feel free, she admitted. Dan heard the change in her voice. Everyone does miss you. He stopped short of informing how everyone was. I believe Scott has figured it out as well. I assure you, he won't show up. Is he well? Abby needed to ask. He's fine. He figures you'll never go back, Dan told her. He's very right. I have no desire to go back. This is home. I have an apartment in the basement and a room up here. I'm glad to see you settled. You are finally relaxed. Did you have any questions for me? I'm tempted, but Go on, Sunbeam. Carl pushed. How is he? He's missing you. Doing very well at the mansion. He's keeping to himself. Brent said the women have been trying, but he pushes them away. He honestly regrets what he did. Dan, is there a chance he'd be able to work past the age? Carl inquired. Being truthful, he's not there yet, but close, Dan replied. He gazed directly into Abigail's eyes. I've never seen a man so upset and so lost. I've never said this before. Jace loves the bones of you. Haven't seen that in any other man you've been with. Honey, he made a huge mistake. Your dad would have had his head, but seeing him now, your dad would approve of him. Dinner ordered from Mary Brown's. Dan, stay the night, Carl offered. You can have my room, or you can stay in the apartment. I'm right here now anyway. She was excited to have him there. As much as I'd love to, I need to get back. Don't say a word, Carl warned. Never. I'm glad to know you're here. I can rest knowing this. Dan gave her a hug, thanked them for dinner, and left. I'll text when I get home. Take me off block. She did as requested. Carl sat gazing at her. Your face lit up. I'm not sure why. Was it Dan? Or mention of Jace? Jace. Why don't you go back? I can't. I don't want to. Yes, I was happy to hear about him, to hear how much he regrets his actions. I can't trust the age problem. But if you want me to go, she lifted from her seat. No, stay. I didn't say that. I don't want you to leave. I'm sorry, my mind's a mess. After he texts, block him again, Carl advised. It won't make a difference. He knows I'm here. Abby felt sick again. I guess leave him unblocked. Dan stuck to his word. He did text. No one was the wiser as to her location. Scott made a stop at Dan's the following day. How is she? He asked without hesitation. Who? Dan played stupid. That doesn't work with me. We both know where she is. I only want to know she's good. It was simple. Dan glanced around the room. She's fine. I had dinner with them. They aren't a couple. He's taking care of her. Scott, she sounded great. No tension whatsoever in her voice. Did she ask about him? No, I had to approach the subject. Her face lit up. Still in love. Scott shook his head. I was hoping it was over. Well, it is. She's not coming back at all. Dan told him right out. He never mentioned texting. Scott would stay away. Carl sat down with Abigail. I need to hire a couple of people for my new boat. All right, putting out an ad? Thought about it, but I believe I'll just add a sign at the business. Carl told her. The sign was posted. A week later, there was a call. Carl arranged for an applicant to come by the house. Only one call? Abby was surprised. Guess we're a dying breed. Seems that way. Anyway, he'll be here around 4. Should I set another plate? She knew how hospitable he was. Yeah, go ahead, he chuckled. You know me well. Burgers are the easiest, she replied. Prompt at 4, the doorbell rang. Carl answered. Come in, he greeted. The applicant held out his hand. They walked to the table and took a seat. Abby kept out of sight. Why are you looking for beachcombing? Carl questioned. I've done it in the past. Cleaning waterways is appealing and good for the environment. Would you handle my new boat? Are you okay working on your own? I run the original boat. I'm fine working on my own. I'll respect the boat. I realize days could be long and in before sunset. Where are you living right now? Carl asked. At a motel. I rent by the month, the applicant replied. I have an apartment in the basement, newly renovated. My sister has taken a room up here. Okay. I feel comfortable with you. Quinn, you have the job. You can move right in anytime you want. Have you paid the next month already? No, not till weekend. What do I pay here? He inquired. Your internet, food, you have a kitchen, and hydro. I own the house outright. Wow, that sounds great. I can get my stuff tonight and bring it over. Now stay for dinner. Just having burgers. Abigail, Carl called for her. This is Quinn, he introduced when she popped her head in. Hello, Quinn, she extended her hand. He'll be moving into the apartment. All your stuff up here, sis? She didn't miss a beat. Yep, it's in my room. No problem. You starting the burgers now? Yes, ma'am, he laughed. Brat. You'll get used to us, Quinn. Abby smiled. How long have you been looking for work? Abby made conversation while Carl barbecued. A week. Stocking shelves got boring. I need to be outside. More physical work. Interesting. I handle the paperwork for Carl. I'll take all your personal information tomorrow. And I have been known to go out on the boat sometimes. Best memories of my dad. Cool. Burgers ready. Carl laid the platter on the table. When dinner was complete, Quinn made his way to the motel to collect his things. Abigail addressed Carl. Sister? Just came out. Doesn't bother you to be my sister? No, but we should explain it. He likely is wondering because I said my dad at one point. When he's settled, I'll explain, Carl informed her. No fear. He was sent by someone. No fear, he was sent by someone. None. That is a relief. Quinn was handed the keys. Now the door at the top of the stairs will always be locked. He snatched up his bags and unpacked. He sat on the sofa with a smile. It felt wonderful to have a proper place again. It had been over a year since he'd had an apartment. Quinn, Abigail called down the staircase. Come up the stairs. His body came into view. Come on up, she waved. Didn't think I could use this door, he mentioned. There are times like now. Once you go back down, we'll lock it. I'm going to set you straight on something I said, Carl began. Quinn was nervous and confused. Abigail is not my sister by blood. Not even a stepsister. We've known each other since teenagers. I worked for her dad on my boat I use now. It was his. The business was her dad's, and she runs it now. In honesty, she is more like family. I thought it was funny she referred to her dad. I don't have family here or friends. They're all in England. No siblings, though. One close friend was close. Quinn opened up. I usually don't mention these things, but I feel really comfortable with you two. I'm glad you do, Abby admitted. I find it difficult to trust people. I hope I haven't made a mistake with you. She hadn't opened up, but felt like she could. I'm honored. Listen, I have nothing to hide. What you see is what you get, he laughed. We'll take it, Abby exclaimed enthusiastically. Now that this is cleared up, I think it's time to hit the hay, Carl declared. What time should I be up? Quinn inquired. 6 is good for us, Carl replied. The days went along smoothly. Quinn was an asset to the company. The apartment was becoming more his own. Quinn isn't going anywhere. Carl, let him make it his. Quinn isn't going anywhere. He's here for the long haul, she said over the phone to him on the boat. Hey, Abigail. Quinn came through the front door. Hey, Quinn, what's up? Is Carl back? No, he's staying in Victoria's Inn tonight. There's a concert there, she explained. Problem? No problem. Just thought we could chill together. Quinn turned to leave. What am I, chopped liver? You can hang with me. Quinn locked his door and went back up the staircase. Would you like a drink? She offered. A beer would go down well, Quinn answered. Here's some chips as well. She went back to the kitchen. Salsa and corn chips? Here's dip. Thank you. He felt slightly uncomfortable. Your family is in England, you mentioned. Yes, but we don't speak anymore. That's sad. I know someone else who is in the same position. For him, it was for the better. Same here, though I do miss them. Did he have friends he could count on? He inquired further. Yes, 4, but they're in the States. I haven't been close to anyone in a while, he conceded. Nothing wrong with that. I used to be close to many people. They interfered with my life too much. Carl is the only one I trust now. Abby was up front. If I can say, I think I could become close to you both. I trust you don't mind. Not at all. We may seem distant at times, but it is for a valid reason. Quinn didn't ask. It wasn't his place to. He absorbed her statement, or her sentiment. Carl was back the following day. How did things go? Good. He came up and hung out, she answered, deep in paperwork. You didn't let anything out. No, why would I? Abby was upset by his question. Sorry, we're taking a week off. Things have been really good. I want an overhaul of the boats. I'll let Quinn know. He'll be up here for dinner. I'm making stew. She pushed the paperwork aside. The sun was setting, the sky a blaze of orange and yellow. Above the sun, darkness descended. Where is he? Quinn's usually here by now. This isn't good, Carl. Why isn't he here? Panic evident in her voice. Don't panic. Give him time. Carl secretly was worried. It was now dark. Millions of stars littered the sky. Abby couldn't move. She sat concerned for Quinn's welfare. 9 o'clock, Quinn knocked on the door. You're back! Abby ran and hugged him. Why didn't you answer? Carl was upset. The radio went out. I lost power. Josh was passing in his boat. He told me. My phone had no battery power. His story checked out. Come and sit down. Have some stew. Carl said next week you're off. She couldn't stop looking at him. I was so worried. I was sick to my stomach. I'm really sorry. Never thought to call once I was with Josh. I just wanted to get back here. There was an extra warmth in his gaze. You're here. That's the main thing. Quinn finished his stew and placed the bowl in the dishwasher. Well, thank you for dinner. I'm exhausted. I'm going to hit the hay. Abigail felt unease. Stay up here tonight. Use the stairs to get what you need and then come back up. Why? I'm fine, Quinn responded. Go with what she asks. If Abby feels off, there's a reason, Carl informed him. As directed, he grabbed what he needed, remembering to lock the basement door. Everything was on the sofa for him. Why are you having him stay up? Carl asked. I feel better. Carl, that terrified me. It was like when my dad would come back late. I always stayed close. I can't help it. Old habit, Abigail explained. All had a restful sleep. Quinn was up early and made his way downstairs. It was sweet of Abigail to insist he stay on the main floor. As he showered that morning, he thought of her. He wondered about kissing her. He played it out in his mind. No, can't think that way, he told himself. But it was so pleasant too. When he had gotten dressed, he cooked himself a good breakfast. After washing up, he grabbed a book Abby had left behind. Quinn was going to read outside, but it was raining, so he stretched out on the sofa. It was more comfortable than the hard bench, anyways. The kitchen door opened. Quinn! He went to the bottom of the steps. You had breakfast yet? Abigail called down. Yes, just finished. I'm reading a book I found. He held it up. It must be yours. All right if I borrow it? Must be one I've read. That's cool. Help yourself to any I've left. He thanked her and went back to reading. He listened for the door to close. It didn't. Quinn felt a strange satisfaction in that. He was engrossed in the book. It contained facts and sightings on Bigfoot. A lyrical sound came from the main floor. The voice was singing a song he knew, one played on the radio many times. Unfortunately, he could not recall the artist. The sound nearly the same. He inched his way closer to the bottom step. I know that voice. He still couldn't place a face to it. Quinn didn't want to be rude, though he ascended the stairs. The voice wasn't close. He entered the kitchen, following the sweet tone. Abigail sat on the sofa, watching the rain fall. When she finished the song, before another breath, Quinn spoke up. That was beautiful. She quickly turned around. Sorry to interrupt your reading. I'll close the door next time, she apologized. No need to. I love your voice and the song. I've heard it on the radio many times. Usually there's a guy singing as well. He stood scrutinizing her face. Abby watched as the proverbial light went on. It can't be you. Who? She needed him to say it. I seen you in concert. Why didn't it register? You're Abigail Wilson. The shocked expression was amusing. Adonis now. Has been for a while. Before that was Hatfield. Oh yeah. You live here now? Quinn was confused. Yes. That old life grew too much for me. I had to get away. I need you to keep this quiet. No one, I mean no one, is to know I'm here. He realized this is where her trust issue came from. Some of the articles he had read about her came to mind. Don't be afraid to ask me questions. I'd rather you know the truth, Abby told him. I wouldn't know what to ask. That's your private life. It actually isn't my business. You are a refreshing bit of air. She remembered Scott saying the same thing to her. Funny how phrases come around. Thank you. Quinn began to relax. I have one question. Why did you stop? You have such a beautiful voice. Now I thank you. It became too much. Management telling me what I was going to sing, not being noted for my own talent. People expected Scott or Jace to be with me. Mind you, some people enjoyed just listening to me. I wanted to be home with Jace. Abigail's eyes downcast. Sorry that brings up those memories. Quinn felt horrible. It's fine. I need to work through it. I don't think you can. The sound in your voice. You're still in love with him. Just my opinion. Abigail had nothing to say. She looked at her phone. Having thoughts of calling? She looked up at Quinn. No, I can't. Advice? Don't miss that window. When it shuts, that's it. Quinn, it's already shut. He gave her a hug. Advice? Open that window before it's locked. I don't know who she is, but I see it in your eyes. He bid her a good night and went downstairs. He closed the door. Abby didn't lock it. She laid in bed thinking it was better to be alone. She thought hard about going back to singing. When Carl arrived, she told him, "Are you sure? That will bring attention to your location." He was right. "Yeah, you're right. I don't mean to upset you." Carl felt bad. "It's all right. I'll survive like every other time." Carl went out on the boat with Quinn. He wanted to get the feel of it. "How were things?" Carl inquired. "I heard her singing." That was all Quinn needed to say. "You haven't told anyone?" "No, and I won't. She's still in love with Jace." "Yeah, I know," Carl admitted. "It tears me apart what she's going through, but there's nothing we can do." She was staring at her phone the other night. "The temptation is strong," Carl remarked. "You think she'll give in?" "No. She'll feel the pain instead. She pushes herself for being in love. She punishes herself for being in love with someone. I've seen it before. A part of her has given up." This broke Carl's heart. "That's so sad. She was encouraging me the other night. Didn't understand how she knew." Quinn was surprised he mentioned it. "Abby has a knack for that. All we can do is be there when she hurts. Mind you, she needs to tell us. She spent many nights crying alone." "She doesn't think I know, but I do." Quinn made an observation. "You care very deeply for her." "I hear the suggestion. The answer is no. I don't want to ruin a friendship. She was lucky with Sage," Carl said. "I read about that. I don't understand why I didn't recognize her. I had to hear her voice to connect it. That happens. Abigail has been through more than people realize. You reading it on paper or online means nothing. It's only words. When you hear it, raw emotion coming from her voice telling you." Carl held back. "When you hear her, it tears you in a million pieces." When the men returned from their long day, Abigail had dinner ready. "Roast beef, roast potatoes, carrots. Help yourselves. I don't know what you prefer to drink, so help yourself to the fridge." Carl gave her a look. "Your eyes are bloodshot. You're not eating." "I'm not hungry. I'll sit with you. We worry about you." He held up his hand. "I realize you don't want that. We aren't interfering. We're only letting you know." Tears traveled from her eyes. She wiped them away. "I'm tired. You guys can handle the cleanup." Abby stood from the table and walked away. Jace made a visit to Dan's. He had heard rumors. "Hey, Jace, been a while. Thinking of coming back to sing?" Dan greeted him. "No, honestly, I've been hearing rumors. I needed to check things out." Dan knew. "No, I don't know where she is." She's staying true. He stayed true to his friend. I was trusting they were true. Jace ordered a rum and coke. "I miss her like mad. I expected her back by now." "Jace, it's not happening. She's gone for good." "I'm sorry to say. It hurts me too." "I realize it's my fault. I couldn't handle it after all," he admitted. "Could you now? Has that changed? Jace put his head down and swirled the rum. Then why still love her? Dan needed to hear a feasible reason. She cares for me without question. She supports my ideas and blends directly into them. Holding her, I feel complete. We fit together, a warmth, more than physical. Jace was lost in his thoughts. Jason kept himself busy with work. He was jumping back into music. Joe had retired. Jason hooked up with Silas. It was a surprising match concerning he had saved her from Silas. Never thought this would happen, he admitted. I know, but she isn't around, Jason reminded him. She isn't coming back. Did you love her? Silas wanted to know. No. I cared for her, but it went no deeper. What was the obsession? She had talent, good looking. I wasn't actually sure about her, about you. If there was a chance, I wanted it. You went about things in a wrong way. You reminded her of her ex. You know about him. No. Jason filled him in. Oh, shit. I hate I put her through that. I wasn't myself that day. I heard later, Jason said. Guess we both forget about her. Time for us to move on. Silas gave his final word on the subject. Jason was moving on as well. Scott and Sally had moved to the East Coast. It was a love of theirs. Abigail was feeling better. She kept busy organizing the office, and it was not a simple task. Getting sorted? Quinn inquired. Almost, she laughed. As the routine dinner was ready, Abigail had her appetite back. Did you hear? She asked Carl. Hear what? Scott and Sally moved east, right to the coast, she informed him. Didn't know. How are you feeling? He wanted to know. Happy for them. We'll always have our special connection. She was keeping herself together. The first love of her life moved away. She felt slightly empty. Scott was always there. She sent a text wishing them well. Sally, Scott called to her. Abby sent a text. She wishes us well. Text her back, say thank you. Let her know she can visit any time. I'm blocked. She sent it early morning while we were asleep. Scott smiled. Abigail would always care. He had continued to love her deeply. One phone call is all it would take for him to return. Brent watched Jace in the theater. It was too obvious he wasn't concentrating. He was making silly mistakes. Hey, call it a day, Brent pleaded with him. You know I can handle it. You're not thinking straight. You're right. I'm not going to argue. Thanks, Brent. You need any help? Be sure to call. No problem. Now go. Jace went off. He climbed the rear staircase so he wouldn't be seen, opening the door to a still remaining empty apartment. He hated it. He sat head between his hands. He was devastated, always being told the identical thing. She isn't coming back. 4 months. That's what he would give this. He was determined to find her, whether she approved or not. This wasn't her life. It was his. She had no control. And I'm going to leave it there. As good a place as any. And I don't know which story I'm going to continue writing. I'll have to see where this one is. I still have a few pages more to read to you. But I'm going to leave this one here. So we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. I'll bring the notebook in with me, just in case I decide to. Anyways, thank you for coming by, and I hope you enjoyed that installment. Although it was a few days, but I just did not feel up to it whatsoever. What else? Last week was pure shit at work. Having our routine interrupted a few times. I think I already mentioned that. Seems somewhat back to normal now. But we shall wait and see. That's all I can say. The sun has come out here at last. I'm surprised that we even recognize it. Still on the cool side, so you would need a jacket, not a heavy one, but still not the weather that we would anticipate at this time of year. Years ago here, Tulip Festival, you wouldn't even need a jacket. You could just go in a t-shirt. Not like that now. By the way, the tulips are still up. They are still in the ground. They haven't taken them out as yet. Don't know if we'll get over to it, but we are considering going to sorry about that, Rib Fest. It's Saturday and Sunday on Spark Street here downtown. Hubby is thinking of getting up and going early. I have to check and see what the or did I check? I can't remember. I have to check and see what the timing is. Looking for some new barbecue sauce to marinate the ribs that he'd like to get in, or even chicken as well. So we'll see what happens if we do go Saturday morning. It starts on Thursday, but if we go Saturday morning, I will give you a vlog, and you can see, unfortunately can't smell all the goodness. Until next time, ciao for now. Hi guys, White Witch 110 here. Leaving work late. I thought I would show you this beautiful tree. Is it not gorgeous? The bees are all having a feast. We do have ones at the back that are pink, but I think they've already basically been spent, so to speak. That's as close up as I can get for you. If I'm in the right spot. Okay, stay away from me. There. You're moving fast, buddy. Yeah, part of the tree actually ended up dying because they had to dig up down here a couple of years ago. The other tree, because there was one like that on the other side, it's totally gone. But can you picture this for a wedding without the bees? It's gorgeous. And none of the petals have dropped yet, which is good. I took a couple of pictures for myself. But I just wanted to show you how pretty it is.